Master Kythix had been teaching quantum consciousness navigation for 3 centuries at the Galactic Institute of Advanced Mental Sciences. The discipline required students to merge their consciousness with quantum fields, allowing them to perceive and manipulate reality at the subatomic level. It was considered one of the most challenging skills in known space, a perfect fusion of mental discipline, mathematical precision, and what most species called impossible intuition. The standard curriculum required 10 years of intensive study. Most students needed 12. The record for fastest mastery belonged to a Zentorian prodigy who had achieved basic competency in 7 years and full mastery in 9. None of that prepared Master Kythix for Dr. Jennifer Park. "I understand the human wishes to audit our advanced classes," Master Kythix said to Dean Vex Phalanx during their pre-semester meeting. "But quantum consciousness navigation requires a fundamental restructuring of neural pathways. Most species need extensive mental conditioning just to perceive quantum states without suffering psychic trauma." Dean Vex Phalanx's tentacles writhed with bureaucratic concern. The human delegation was quite insistent. Dr. Park apparently has credentials in something called quantum physics and neuroscience from their homeworld institutions. Primitive disciplines, no doubt. Master Kythix's psionic field radiated polite dismissal. "But very well. Perhaps observing our methods will provide educational value for her species." The first day of class proceeded, as Master Kythix expected. 15 students from various species sat in meditation postures around the quantum resonance chamber, a spherical room lined with crystalline amplifiers that made quantum states visible to trained minds. Dr. Park sat quietly in the corner, taking notes on what appeared to be a primitive electronic device. "Today we begin with basic quantum perception," Master Kythix announced. "Students will attempt to observe a single photon's probability wave without collapsing it into definite position. This exercise typically requires 6 months of preparation to achieve safely." The established students closed their eyes and extended their consciousness toward the quantum field generators. Slowly, shimmering possibilities became visible to their enhanced perception, ghostly trails of potential reality that danced between existence and void. Dr. Park raised her hand. "Yes, Dr. Park?" Master Kythix asked with barely concealed impatience. "I can see them," she said simply. "The probability clouds, I mean. They look like interference patterns in a double-slit experiment, but 3-dimensional and constantly shifting." The chamber fell silent. Master Kythix's psionic field flickered with confusion. "That's impossible. Untrained minds cannot perceive quantum states without extensive neural modification. The cognitive dissonance alone should cause immediate sensory overload." Dr. Park tilted her head thoughtfully. "Maybe it's because humans already deal with quantum effects naturally. Our brains use quantum tunneling for consciousness, and we've been studying quantum mechanics for about a century. This just feels like seeing the math, you know?" By the end of the first day, Dr. Park was successfully observing individual particle probability states. By the second day, she was manipulating them. "This is unprecedented," Master Kythix confided to his teaching assistant, Zex Moriel, as they watched Dr. Park casually redirect a quantum cascade that had taken their most advanced student 3 years to master. "She's treating fundamental reality like a tool. Perhaps we should test her limits?" Zex Moriel suggested nervously. On the third day, Master Kythix presented the class with the Heisenberg paradox, a quantum state so complex that perceiving it required simultaneously holding contradictory mathematical concepts in conscious awareness. The exercise was designed for final-year students and had historically caused temporary insanity in unprepared minds. Dr. Park studied the problem for 17 minutes. "Oh, I see," she said, extending her consciousness into the paradox. You have to embrace the uncertainty instead of trying to resolve it. It's like Schrodinger's cat, but applied to observation itself. The quantum field around her stabilized into patterns that made the advanced students gasp with recognition and terror. She was not just observing the paradox, she was dancing with it, treating contradictory states as complementary aspects of a larger truth. How? Master Kythexvor asked weakly. How are you doing this? Dr. Park opened her eyes, and for a moment, they seemed to contain depths that reflected infinite possibility. Humans have always lived with paradox, she explained. We're simultaneously individuals and part of something larger. We know we're going to die, but we act as if we're immortal. We understand that the universe is mostly empty space, but we experience it as solid. We've been practicing quantum consciousness our entire evolutionary history. We just didn't have the math to describe it until recently. She stood up, and the quantum fields around her shifted in response to her movement, as if reality itself was accommodating her presence. Besides, she added with a smile that somehow encompassed multiple probability states, 3 days is actually pretty slow for humans. I was expecting to get this yesterday, but I kept overthinking it. Master Kythexvor stared at the readings on his instruments. According to every sensor in the room, Dr. Park had achieved full mastery of quantum consciousness navigation in 72 hours, a feat that violated every known principle of mental development. What else can your species do? He asked in a voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Park's smile widened. We're still figuring that out, but we learn fast. That afternoon, Master Kythexvor submitted a formal request to the Galactic Institute for a complete revision of their curriculum standards. The next semester, quantum consciousness navigation was reclassified from Advanced Graduate Study to Human Beginner Level. And somewhere in the administrative offices, a quiet note was added to humanity's academic file. Warning, this species treats impossible as merely improbable. The age of human academic integration continued, leaving a trail of revised textbooks and reconsidered limitations in its wake.